Have you ever felt that something extraordinary lies just beyond your reach? A mysterious force, a hidden knowledge, or perhaps a secret code that could unlock the vast potential within you? Throughout history, humanity has searched for those elusive keys that open the doors to transformation, enlightenment, and mastery of one's destiny. What if I told you that these keys exist, condensed into just 3 simple words that hold the power to reshape your reality? Most people spend their entire lives standing before closed doors, sensing something powerful on the other side, but unable to access it. They feel the frustration of limitation, the weight of untapped potential, and the gnawing suspicion that there must be more to life than what they currently experience. They try various methods, self-help books, motivational seminars, spiritual practices, yet still feel something fundamental is missing. This universal struggle connects us all in our human journey, regardless of our backgrounds or circumstances. The truth is that the universe operates according to certain principles that remain invisible to most, not because they're deliberately hidden, but because we've been conditioned to look in the wrong places. Society trains us to seek external solutions, complicated systems, and elaborate rituals, while the most transformative power has always resided in simplicity. The most profound truths are often the simplest, yet paradoxically, the hardest to discover and implement consistently. Why do we resist what could free us? Why do we complicate what could be straightforward? Think about the moments in your life when everything aligned perfectly, when you felt unstoppable, completely present, and in harmony with the world around you. In those rare moments, you weren't overthinking or struggling. You were simply being and doing in perfect synchronicity. What if you could access that state not by chance, but by choice? What if the power to transform your reality isn't found in complex philosophies or exclusive knowledge, but in 3 words so fundamental that their importance has been overlooked? The doorway to this transformation isn't locked. It just requires the right key. Your mind is both your greatest ally and your most formidable opponent. It creates your reality through the thoughts you nurture, the beliefs you hold, and the words you repeat to yourself. When you tell yourself, "I can't," "It's too difficult," or "I'm not ready," you're not describing your reality, you're creating it. These seemingly innocent phrases are actually powerful commands to your subconscious mind, instructing it to find evidence supporting these limitations and to reject anything contradicting them. Look around at the physical world you inhabit. Your home, your possessions, your circumstances. Before any of these things materialized in your life, they existed first as thoughts, ideas, and intentions. This is the fundamental principle that most people miss. Everything in your physical reality was once simply a thought, and the bridge between thought and manifestation is language. The words you choose, especially the words you silently repeat to yourself, are not merely descriptive. They are creative forces that shape the energy around you into form. Yet how often do you pay careful attention to the words that fill your inner dialogue? The greatest illusion limiting human potential is the belief that forces outside ourselves determine our destinies. We blame circumstances, other people, bad luck, or timing for our failures and unfulfilled dreams. This victim mindset feels comforting because it relieves us of responsibility, but it also strips us of our power. Every moment you spend believing that external factors control your life is a moment you surrender your innate ability to create change. The uncomfortable truth is that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we always control our response, and that response begins with the words we choose. Consider this. What if the only thing standing between your current reality and the life you desire is a mental doorway? What if crossing that threshold requires nothing more than replacing the disempowering words that have shaped your current circumstances with words that activate your highest potential? Most people search for complex solutions to their problems, while overlooking the simple power of language to reshape their experience. They fail to recognize that the most transformative tools are often the simplest, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be employed by those wise enough to grasp their significance. The moment has come to reveal the 3 words that have transformed countless lives throughout history. 3 words that, when fully understood and consistently applied, can reshape your reality from the inside out. I am becoming. These 3 words contain within them the essence of universal law, the secret of manifestation, and the key to personal transformation. They acknowledge where you are while simultaneously directing your energy toward where you want to be. They honor the process of growth rather than fixating on immediate results. They align your conscious mind, subconscious mind, and the universal energy around you toward a single purpose. I am are perhaps the 2 most powerful words in any language because they define your identity and set the parameters of what you believe is possible for yourself. Whatever follows I am shapes your self-concept and, by extension, your actions and outcomes. Most people unconsciously use these words against themselves, declaring limitations rather than possibilities. I am tired. I am broke. I am not good enough. Even when attempting positive change, many make the mistake of affirming what they are not yet experiencing. I am rich when facing financial struggles, creating internal conflict rather than harmony. The addition of becoming creates a bridge between your current reality and your desired state, eliminating resistance and activating genuine transformation. The power of these 3 words lies in their perfect balance of acceptance and aspiration. I am becoming acknowledges your present reality while simultaneously directing your energy toward your desired future. It honors the universal principle that all creation is a process, not an instant event. It aligns with how nature itself operates. The seed doesn't pretend to be a tree, yet contained within it is everything needed to become one. When you declare, I am becoming wealthy, I am becoming confident, or I am becoming healthy, you initiate a process of transformation that feels authentic rather than forced, progressive rather than impossible. This phrase works because it harmonizes with how your brain processes change and how the universe responds to your energy. Your subconscious mind, which governs approximately 95% of your thoughts and behaviors, resists affirmations that contradict your current self-image, but readily accepts the concept of gradual becoming. Meanwhile, the universe responds not to your words alone, but to the feeling behind them, and I am becoming generates the powerful emotions of hope, possibility, and anticipation that magnetize your desires toward you. The simple shift from static declarations to this dynamic phrase activates neurological pathways associated with growth mindset rather than fixed limitation. Modern neuroscience has revealed what ancient wisdom traditions have always known. Your brain physically changes based on your thoughts and words. When you consistently use the phrase I am becoming, you activate neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. This isn't spiritual speculation, it's biological fact. Each time you replace limiting language with empowering words, you literally rewire your neural pathways, creating new patterns that eventually become automatic. Brain imaging studies show that self-affirmative language activates the reward centers in your brain, releasing dopamine and other neurotransmitters that not only make you feel better but also enhance your cognitive function and decision-making abilities. The addition of becoming to your affirmations creates what neuroscientists call an open loop in your brain, an incomplete scenario that your subconscious mind works continuously to resolve. Unlike closed statements that your mind can dismiss, open loops create sustained neurological engagement, essentially programming your reticular activating system, RAS, to notice opportunities aligned with your intentions. What makes I am becoming particularly powerful is how it affects your default mode network, DMN, the brain system responsible for self-reference and internal narrative. Research shows that people with depression and anxiety typically have overactive DMNs locked in negative self-talk. By consciously introducing I am becoming statements, you interrupt destructive thought patterns and create alternative neural pathways. Over time, with consistent practice, these new pathways become the path of least resistance for your thoughts, literally changing the physical structure of your brain to support your growth rather than reinforce your limitations. This transformation extends beyond neurology into the realm of epigenetics, the science of how your environment and behaviors affect gene expression. Studies have demonstrated that positive psychological states influenced by empowering language can actually affect which genes are turned on or off in your body. By consistently using "I am becoming" statements, you potentially influence not just your psychology, but your physiology, enhancing immune function, reducing inflammation, and even affecting cellular aging processes. The 3 words don't just change your mind, they can change your body at the molecular level. Your history is not your destiny unless you remain chained to it through your language. Every time you say, "I've always been this way," or "I can't change now," you're reinforcing neural pathways that ensure your past determines your future. The most insidious prison is the one you don't recognize, and most people are imprisoned by unconscious language patterns that perpetuate their limitations while feeling entirely natural and true. These chains, though invisible, are more constraining than any physical barrier. The storytelling nature of the human mind means we constantly narrate our lives, creating meaning from our experiences. However, most people don't realize they can edit this narrative at any moment. When you adopt "I am becoming" as your mantra, you acknowledge your past while refusing to be defined by it. This subtle shift changes you from a character locked into a predetermined storyline to the author who can rewrite the next chapter. Your past experiences don't disappear, but they transform from defining limitations into stepping stones on your journey of becoming. The most powerful moment in any transformation is the instant you realize that your identity is not fixed but fluid. Traditional thinking suggests that change is difficult because it requires fighting against who you are, but this fundamentally misunderstands human nature. You are not a static entity, but a dynamic process, always evolving, always becoming. When you embrace this truth through the language of becoming, you align with your authentic nature rather than fighting against it. The resistance you felt toward change wasn't because change is unnatural, but because you were approaching it unnaturally. Consider how often you've limited yourself with phrases like, "That's just not me," or "I could never do that." These seemingly innocent self-descriptions actually function as self-fulfilling prophecies, creating boundaries that exist nowhere except in your mind. By shifting to, "I am becoming more confident," "I am becoming financially savvy," or "I am becoming the person who easily does what once seemed impossible," you dissolve these artificial limitations. The chains of your past remain broken only when your language consistently reinforces your freedom rather than your former constraints. The greatest paradox of transformation is that while your goals exist in the future, your power exists only in the present moment. Most people miss this crucial understanding, constantly postponing their sense of empowerment to some future date when their circumstances have already changed. They think, "Once I achieve my goal, then I'll feel confident, worthy, successful." This backward approach guarantees frustration because it places the power outside their current reach. The phrase, "I am becoming," resolves this paradox by anchoring your power in the now while directing your energy toward future growth. Each present moment offers a choice point, an opportunity to align your words, thoughts, and actions with who you're becoming rather than who you've been. These micro-decisions might seem insignificant individually, but collectively they create the momentum that transforms your life. When faced with a choice, asking yourself, "What would the person I am becoming do in this situation?" instantly shifts your perspective from past conditioning to future possibility. This simple question activates your prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for executive function and decision-making, overriding habitual responses from your limbic system. Most people vastly underestimate how quickly transformation can occur when they maintain unwavering consistency in these present moment choices. They expect change to be arduous and slow because they approach it sporadically, constantly interrupting their progress with contradictory words and actions. The power of I am becoming lies in its ability to create coherence between your conscious intentions and your moment-by-moment choices. When you eliminate the internal conflict between what you say you want and what your words and actions actually support, you remove the primary obstacle to rapid transformation. The present moment is also where you access the emotional energy that fuels manifestation. When you declare I am becoming and simultaneously connect with the feeling of already embodying those qualities, you create a powerful energetic signature that the universe responds to. Quantum physics has demonstrated that observation affects reality at the subatomic level. Your consciousness literally influences the behavior of energy and matter. By maintaining focused awareness on who you're becoming, infused with genuine emotion, you participate consciously in shaping the quantum field from which your physical reality emerges. Make no mistake, when you begin using these 3 words of power, you will face resistance, both from within yourself and from the world around you. Your own subconscious mind, programmed by years of limiting beliefs, will initially reject this new pattern. You'll notice intrusive thoughts questioning your worthiness, doubting your ability to change, and attempting to pull you back to familiar territory. This internal resistance isn't evidence that the process isn't working. It's evidence that you're disrupting established neural patterns, exactly what's needed for transformation. External resistance will often manifest through the reactions of others. Those closest to you have formed relationships with the person you've been, not the person you're becoming. Their identity and sense of security may be threatened by your evolution, causing them to, often unconsciously, undermine your growth. They might question your new language patterns, remind you of past failures, or subtly encourage behaviors that keep you in familiar territory. Remember that their resistance reflects their limitations, not yours. And maintaining your commitment to I am becoming, despite this opposition, is crucial to your transformation. The most challenging form of resistance appears as what psychologists call the upper limit problem, the tendency to sabotage yourself when things start improving beyond your comfort zone. Just as you begin seeing evidence of positive change, you might notice yourself engaging in self-destructive behaviors, picking fights, creating problems, or falling ill. These aren't random setbacks, but sophisticated psychological mechanisms designed to keep you within the boundaries of what feels safe and familiar. Recognizing these patterns as resistance rather than reality allows you to move through them rather than being derailed by them. The key to overcoming all forms of resistance lies in your response to it. When you notice resistance arising, whether as doubtful thoughts, external criticism, or self-sabotage, immediately counter it with, I am becoming more resilient. I'm becoming immune to criticism. Or, I am becoming aware of my self-limiting patterns. This transforms resistance from an obstacle into fuel for your continued growth. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to reinforce your commitment to becoming, rather than evidence that you should abandon it. The most successful people aren't those who face less resistance. They're those who use resistance as a catalyst for deeper transformation. The truly life-changing power of I am becoming emerges not from occasional use, but from relentless consistency. Transformation doesn't require perfection, it requires persistence. Think of these 3 words as seeds you're planting in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. A seed doesn't sprout immediately, nor does checking it constantly speed its growth. Similarly, your transformation unfolds according to natural laws that require patience and sustained attention rather than anxious monitoring of results. Neuroscience reveals that it takes approximately 63 days of consistent practice to establish new neural pathways that operate automatically. During this critical period, you're literally rewiring your brain's default settings. The first 3 weeks are typically the most challenging as you push against established patterns. The second 3 weeks often bring a deceptive plateau where visible progress seems to stall, tempting many to abandon their efforts just before breakthrough. The final 3 weeks are where neural integration occurs, transforming conscious effort into subconscious programming. Understanding this timeline prevents the discouragement that derails most transformation attempts. The most effective approach combines scheduled practice with spontaneous reinforcement. Set specific times each day, upon waking, before meals, and before sleeping, to consciously declare "I am becoming" statements aligned with your intentions. These scheduled practices create cornerstone habits that ensure minimum effective consistency. Then, throughout your day, use spontaneous moments, waiting in line, walking between locations during commercial breaks, to silently or audibly reinforce these statements. This dual approach creates the saturation necessary for complete neural rewiring while integrating your new language patterns into everyday life. Consider creating physical reminders in your environment that prompt your practice when consistency begins to waver. Something as simple as a small symbol or word placed strategically in your home, office, car, or as your phone wallpaper can trigger your "I am becoming" statements during moments when you might otherwise default to old patterns. These environmental cues serve as bridges between your conscious intentions and your unconscious habits, ensuring that your transformation continues even when willpower fluctuates. Remember that consistency, not intensity, is the true alchemical force that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. As you consistently practice the 3 words of power, you'll begin noticing evidence of transformation in your life. Subtle at first, then increasingly undeniable. This evidence might appear as changes in your emotional responses, new opportunities arising, improvements in relationships, or shifts in how others perceive and treat you. These initial signs are crucial feedback, confirming that your practice is affecting not just your internal state but your external reality. However, many people miss these early indicators because they're looking for dramatic changes rather than the incremental shifts that precede major transformation. Develop the habit of evidence gathering, actively looking for and documenting signs that your "I am becoming" statements are manifesting in your life. This practice serves 2 vital purposes. It provides motivation to continue during challenging periods, and it trains your reticular activating system, RAS, to notice more evidence, creating a positive feedback loop. Each piece of evidence you acknowledge becomes a quantum particle of the new reality you're creating. By consciously collecting these particles through your attention, you accelerate their coalescence into tangible results. A powerful acceleration technique involves what psychologists call future memory, vividly imagining yourself already having completed your transformation, then looking back from that future perspective to create a detailed memory of how you got there. After declaring "I am becoming financially abundant," close your eyes and visualize yourself 1 year from now, enjoying the financial freedom you desire. From that future viewpoint, create specific memories of the steps, decisions, and breakthroughs that led to your transformation. This exercise creates neurological pathways that your brain then uses as a blueprint, dramatically enhancing your subconscious alignment with your conscious intentions. The ultimate acceleration occurs when you begin teaching these principles to others. The act of articulating, explaining, and helping someone else implement the 3 words of power forces you to clarify your understanding and deepen your own practice. Additionally, witnessing others benefit from what you've shared creates a powerful emotional reinforcement that solidifies your commitment. The universe operates according to the principle of expansion. What you give freely multiplies in your own experience. By becoming a catalyst for others' transformation, you exponentially accelerate your own. The journey you've begun by embracing "I am becoming" has no final destination because growth itself is the purpose of human existence. Each level of transformation you achieve reveals new possibilities previously invisible to you, opening doors to dimensions of experience you couldn't have imagined from your starting point. This is why those who truly internalize these 3 words of power never return to their former limitations. They recognize that the joy lies not in reaching some ultimate state of perfection, but in the continuous unfoldment of their potential. As your external circumstances transform, remember that the most significant changes are occurring internally. Your expanding consciousness, your ability to perceive, understand, and respond to life with greater awareness is the true measure of your growth. Material achievements and improved circumstances are merely reflections of this inner expansion. By maintaining your focus on becoming, rather than acquiring, you ensure that your transformation remains authentic, rather than superficial. The person who accumulates possessions without developing character soon finds their achievements hollow. The one who develops character finds that external abundance flows as a natural consequence. The greatest gift of mastering these 3 words of power is the liberation from comparison and competition. When you fully embrace "I am becoming," you recognize that each person's journey is uniquely their own. There is no standard timeline, no universal measure of success, and no benefit in comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 30. Your only meaningful comparison is between who you were yesterday and who you're becoming today. This perspective frees enormous energy previously wasted on judgment, envy, and self-criticism, redirecting it toward continued growth and genuine celebration of others' transformation. As we conclude this exploration of the 3 words that open the doors of the universe, I invite you to make a decision, not just to understand these principles intellectually, but to embody them fully in your daily life. Begin now, in this moment, by declaring aloud who you are becoming.
Feel the power of those words resonating in your body, mind, and spirit. Commit to the consistency that transforms knowledge into wisdom and potential into reality. The universe has infinite abundance waiting for those who align with its fundamental laws.
The doorway stands open before you. The journey of becoming awaits. And with these 3 words as your guide, there are no limits to what you can become.